tonight, but that's okay. Yeah.
What have you talked about?
Okay. All right.
So there's no picture for you, Ingrid?
Not tonight, because, well, I'm not well.
Oh,
And
okay.
If I put the light and I'm going to get a really bad headache. So sorry.
That's
Okay.
cool. I was just looking around, that's all. All right,
Yeah,
fine.
no, but it is, mate. Do you want to say a bit about the poem? Or
Yeah.
do you want to read it?
No,
Anyway.
say about it. Okay, so this is a poem about the big one. It's a roller coaster in Blackpool Pleasure Beach. And in the poem it says I'm too short for it, like 4 centimeters short, but now I'm allowed to go on it, but the last time I was there it was short. So I'll read you the poem. Here. Okay, I hope that one day I'll be tall to go on the famous big one. Last time I went, I was too small and I wasn't allowed to get on. It was very furious and wild, and you don't even need a seatbelt. Might be the youngest child. Another 6 centimeters left, and then I would be wide with excitement to go on this ride. It's not for the meek and the mild, and my stomach would jiggle inside. The end.
Well done, Benji.
Oh my God.
That was lovely, Benji.
Well,
And
you'll
now
get taller eventually.
he's tall enough to go on it now, and we went back there and it was closed because of the wind, so we have to wait another year. Yeah. Never mind.
When I was Benji's age on a roller coaster, I peed my pants.
Oh, heck, maybe it's as well not to go on it. I think I wouldn't go on them at that age, but yeah, I think I would have done if I'd gone on one.
You can do that
I'm
even
addicted
if
to
you're
roller
older, I
coasters
think.
because I'm too old now.
That's true, they can be pretty scary.
I'm soon old enough to pee in my pants, whether I go there or not.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well,
Full
fix
cycle.
That was fun.
Full cycle.
I've got my 4-year-old here and he's laughing hysterically at the sound of that. Anyway, thank you all. Good night, Benji. Good night, all ladies. Good night.
Good night.
Good night,
Sundra,
Benji.
since you are new here with us, would you like
Good
to
night.
go next? Would you like to do the honors?
Yeah, I could. I was umming and ahhing, but you've put me on the spot, so okay.
I do that.
It's fine. I'm going to do, okay. I read one that I shared for Diverse, open link a couple of weeks ago. It's called Recipe for Cooking a Poem. And it goes like this. Hold a few sparse ingredients in your mind, then toss them onto the page. Pick out the plump ones, the pulp ones, the gift-ripe ones. Pluck the corn from the husk, then toss onto a new page. Watch them jostle, marinade, lie still. Stir them a while, play with them, mould them, keep them alive. Sometimes sparks may fly, other times a gentle bubbling. Simmer for a day or two. Then cast a fierce eye over the result. They say a good poem always yields a particular scent of knowingness. Like the skin on hot chai that protects what lies beneath, it gives itself a nourishment on spare humpback days. It won't be to everyone's taste. It doesn't matter. Some people like truffles, others prefer toast. The end.
It's so gorgeously written.
I
I love the sense of knowingness, particularly.
Nice piece. Nice piece.
Excellent,
process.
excellent diction, Sandra. Really nice.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Food for the soul.
Really yummy recipe.
Let's hear it for humpback days.
Thank you so
I
much.
enjoyed the poem, but now I'm starving to death. So I may have to go get a snack.
I have some homemade cookies here.
For hearing that.
I just had tea, so.
So, who should go next? Sana.
I think we should go with Glenn. What do you say, Glenn?
All right. Sounds good. Of course, Blackthorn is already posted for those couple of you who really want to comment on it or read it. I appreciate that. We are coming to an end before the end of the year. And that's interesting after 8 years of that saga.
And then comes the movie, right?
Yeah, right. Today I want to read the last poem or the last prompt that we were doing about creepy crawlies. And this is called Pitfalls. I am a demon and a god. I compress all the joys of this world into 1,000 days. I am a digger and a devourer. I spend 98% of my life as a larva and a few days as an adult. Go figure. I am an antlion. For most of my 3-year lifespan, I relish being a ravenous monster. I have a rough, rippled protective shell like a nightmare mini armadillo. I have huge jaws like a spider. I savor a delicious vampire state. I dig a pit in the sand, 3 inches across and 3 inches deep, and I squat like a patient ghoul at the bottom of it. I can go without food for days while awaiting my prey. I'm very in tune with vibrations, and I sense when a victim is near. It's mostly ants who stumble into my pit, and they tumble down toward my quivering mandibles. Some of them struggle, but my sand engineering defeats them, and the sides cave in. When in my grasp, I inject venom to paralyze them, and then I inject enzymes that turn flesh to liquid so that I can suck the entire essence out of my captives, leaving only an empty, dry shell, which I discard. I must admit, I fully endorse the malicious rush of being a powerful predator. I have no enemies. I reign supreme. After many satisfying years as an actual demon, I realize I've had my fill. So I spin a marvelous cocoon, and I partake of a beautiful slumber, dreaming of my hundreds of kills, the thrill of gluttony, and the fervent pleasures of a former succubus. When I awake, I am peeling back my wrappings, and as I emerge as a golden ant god with a long, muscular thorax and 4 gorgeous gossamer wings, I experience the thrill of flight and the rush of rutting hormones, one atop the other. Suddenly, I'm keenly aware of 2 things. I have a month to live, and I'm as horny as a 3-pecked goat. To my surprise, as I flit off on my Lutherian quest, I find ladies everywhere. I find myself to be sexually insatiable, procreating like a pulsating pile driver. Just call me Larry Lust and hide all your daughters. On the 25th day, I am completely exhausted, and I spiral to the ground like a loose leaf or a wounded helicopter. And there I lie in a grateful heap, fully ready to let my inexorable spirit morph into fairy dust.
That's Quite
That
an
was
epic writer.
brilliant.
That's strong, Glenn.
Thank you.
It's good to hear you read it, Glenn. I enjoyed reading it myself, but it was really good
Yeah,
to hear you read it.
agreed. Yeah.
You know, when I
And
looked at that prop, I thought, what in the hell am I going to write? I'm not. And then suddenly, you know, you sit there as a poet, and the muses start tickling your ears, and off you go.
Okay, since we are touching upon nature, Jelena, what about you? Would you like to read next? Okay, she's muted. Take your time.
No, we can't hear you.
I will also read.
Yeah.
Yes, we can. You're still muted. No. You're still, yes.
Okay. You hearing me?
Yes.
Okay. I will
Yes.
also read my poem, which I posted to Creepy Collie. All right. So here goes. It's called A Beautiful Dragonfly. I'm reading from my cell phone. Who will question your diaphanous wing and wonder whither does your flight to fancy be? And are there bird songs that you too wish to sing? Will the dawn wait a lazy sun to be? As daylight's azure clearest of blue sky mocks such clear patterns mirrored through thine. A cathedral of stained glass windows sigh, weight of suffering impassioned to wine. O stay, that I might ask questions of you, for truly you distance by so quickly, zipping by from air anywhere perched to be. You know, zipping by from air anywhere perched to be, allow passers-by to watch lovingly. You know, beauty lies in those admiring eyes. You know yourself, for their contentment lies.
love the Glenn.
Nice, nice.
Very good. Very good.
Great delivery.
Love dragonflies.
And dragonflies and ants, they are kind of related, aren't they? I think.
Okay, let me check. Can you hear me? Okay. Rob, how are you today? Would you like to go next?
I'm good. Yeah, I'll go next. I'll be glad
Yeah.
to. Didn't make it last week, so nice to be here.
It's nice to have you here.
I'm not going to read my creepy crawly. I'm not a creepy crawly guy very much. I wrote about a butterfly, but this is something different. I wrote this one this morning when I woke up. I've been kind of dark and mean and grumpy and lately and not feeling well, so I decided today to try to be poetic and beautiful and lyrical. I don't know. Anyhow, it's called So Too Time. As turns a minute to an hour, and an hour to a lifetime lived mindful and well invested. As turns the blossom to the pulp that hangs sweetly in the orchard, ready to be tasted. As turns a breath into a tone that turns that tone into a song upon the singer's lips. As turns a step into a mile, and a mile into a journey back to a cherished one. As turns a reach into a hug that wraps gently around the shoulders of someone lost in grief. As turns a grin into a smile, and a smile to healing laughter on the face of someone lonely. As turns a thought to imagination, and imagination into a vision in a child's fertile mind. as turns a seedling to a sapling, that sapling to a tree, giving breath of life to this earth, as turns awareness to intention, and intention into an action that makes a difference in this world. So too time has turned my heart into a cresting wave that breaks upon and sweeps the world deep into the oceans of my love.
Incredible, Ron.
Good.
Thank you.
Actually, you got me to tear up. I couldn't believe it.
Well, I was tired of being crabby and dark, so I figured I'd go for
There's a
love.
kind of longing. There's a kind of longing in your lines, that smile that turns to laughter. You know, we are so masked these days and all of that. Yeah. I love that line.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what drove the whole thing. I was just sick and tired of the way I was feeling, so I started to look for some optimism, and this is what popped up this morning.
Well, it was a good pop.
Thank you, Glenn.
All righty then. Bjorn, how about you? Would you like to
you want to hear
share
me?
your poem next?
You know me. You know what is gonna.
Bjorn.
You know me. You know what the topic is gonna be. It's gonna be the
Age of
librarian coming back
Librarian.
again.
Yes.
All right, let's hear it.
And I've taken the approach of going back and rewriting, because that's one point you need to re-edit your poem, isn't it? So I took an old one, edited it, I changed it a lot. This was originally linked up to Real Toads. Some of you remember, and
oh yeah,
and so I wrote quite a few there. So most of you who has not been there has not heard the original version, but I think it's rewritten enough. So let me go. It's called Asylum, actually. So, in the absence of mirror imposed by convention of beauty or personal grace, the aged librarian still can see himself as a shadow, an apparition or ghost, slowly shifting in his private list of books, both toxic and benign, or as verses mined from the masses of meaningless words in boring accounts of the past. His library exile has never been his virtue, but a choice, both selfish and shameless, an oblation of wealth and of youth, or the trauma sifted from text as hardship itself. The library was never a prison, not his asylum, but a picket-fenced garden filled with bracken and bramble, a hidden hermit's abode, or a cave in the jungle, where snippets of stifled voices can tell him the stories of virulent clamor, clawing communities shut off from his stubborn aloofness in words.
It's fantastic. I love it.
Yeah.
Some genius use of alliteration in the last stanza, Bjorn.
It's I kind of like alliteration. You might have seen that.
Yes, I've noticed that.
I do too. It's effective.
I think he was enjoying his exile, librarian.
It's a little bit the inner life versus the outer life. That's one of the part, and the library is kind of a metaphor for that. And you might wonder if you are inside an asylum, is it the asylum that is crazy or the outer world?
I'm glad. Yeah.
I don't know about the ready, but there are times when alliteration just sneaks in.
Yeah.
I'll write a line, I'll look back, and my God, it's got.
But the alliteration has rhythm.
Yeah.
And I like that.
You're popping your lips and it feels good, so you keep popping.
Yeah.
That could apply to a lot of things, Rod.
Well, yeah, I know. I'm talking about alliteration. Peter
Meryl,
Piper.
hi. Would you like to go next?
There. I couldn't answer until until I unmuted.
It's Meryl.
Did you say Meryl?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So this poem was one that I had written in April for that acrostic challenge that I was doing, and I've rewritten it. So let's see how it goes. If you go to my blog, the link that I've hooked up, you can see the artwork that went with it. Okay, it's called Looking for Clues. One step forward, round and round. The labyrinth circles, go or stay in the in-between. Are answers found when past finds future? Which is the way? The labyrinth circles, go or stay. I'm a shadow figure lost in blues when past finds future. Which is the way? Where should I go? Where are the clues? I'm a shadow figure lost in blues within my mind forest. I search in dreams. Where should I go? Where are the clues? Nothing here is as it seems in the in-between. Are answers found within my mind forest? I search in dreams, but nothing here is as it seems. Just one step forward, round and round.
Yes.
Beautiful. It's really interesting, Meryl, because I don't know if you know about Earth Wheel, but the prompt there is labyrinths this week. So I've been reading lots of labyrinth poems. That would fit nicely there as well.
I saw a few people had written labyrinth poems, and it reminded me that I had written one too. So
really enjoyed it.
Thank you.
I love
Ingrid,
labyrinths.
would you like to go next?
Yeah, sure. So I've written I can hear my own voice. It's really off-putting. I've written a villanelle, which is a bit of a tongue twister. So let's see if I can get through it without tripping over my tongue. It's called Perhaps the Way I Write is Wrong. Perhaps the simple way I write is wrong. I search my heart, put pen to page, move on. By simply writing, can I right all wrongs? At times, I simply wish to share my song, and once it leaves, I feel my work is done. Perhaps the simple way I write is wrong. I am inspired by simple things. Among the trees, I often stand alone. By simply writing, can I right all wrongs? And though 1,000 thoughts in maelstrom throng my mind, this poem remains alone. Perhaps the simple way I write is wrong. And I have sought another's love too long. What love remains once all that's fled and gone? By simply writing, can I right all wrongs? I think I've found a place where I belong, among this field of words, of loves I've known. Perhaps the simple way I write is wrong, unless by writing I can right some wrongs.
Very good. Super endeavor voice.
I love that. I love the line of the maelstrom throng of words or something.
I've just realised that I was getting the rights wrong when I wrote it, because I kept writing the word for writing instead of R-I-G-H, so I need to correct the spelling.
I think there's some
I wrote a
commonality
poem
here with the
once with
labyrinth.
Plea to poets.
It's a villanelle is like walking in circles, and it is a little bit like a labyrinth itself.
Must have still had labyrinths in my mind when I wrote that one.
All right, then.
We have quite an echo chamber.
Hi, Dwight.
Okay.
guys.
Let's see. Roger, do we have Roger with us?
Yes,
I
you
can.
got me.
Yes. Roger, would you like to go next?
Right. Yes, please.
Everyone
I
remember to
was
mute.
gonna. I did. Okay. Right. I was gonna go with the one I've posted for this evening, but I've changed my mind after hearing everybody doing their creepy crawly ones. I've decided to go with my creepy crawly one. I've just gone with the flow. But my one's called I Am Inty, and we're going to go with this. Humans come, humans go. They cannot do static. I am Inty waiting to pounce on my mail. Humans talk, humans shout. They cannot do quiet. I am Inty waiting for my meals to pull my leg. Oh, hang on a minute. So I'm reading from the computer and I've just lost it. Humans taste, humans waste. They cannot be orderly. I am Inty waiting for my hatchlings to feast on their first meal. Humans switch, humans make bright. They cannot do darkness. I am Minty, waiting to be in. I am my baby's first thank you. That's it, thank you.
Thank you.
I enjoyed reading
That was
that. I
lovely.
enjoyed reading it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do we have Helene with us? Helene?
She was, I think.
Yes. Do you hear me?
Hi. Would you like to go next?
Hi.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like you're way off.
I disappeared. I lost my internet for short. So now I'm using my phone to give my computer internet. You can do that too. I'm going
There you
to
are.
see if I can show you a picture. This is also from the Phrastic Challenge in April. And my poem is written to this picture by John Law. And it's a sonnet. No, I don't know.
It started to show.
Can you still hear me, or did I lose you? Okay.
I hear you.
Yeah, lovely picture.
Yeah, that was quick, but it was interesting.
I think my computer is acting up.
That's all right. I'll give you 5 minutes, Helene. That's all right. Dwight, would you like to go next?
Yeah, do that.
Dwight.
You ready for me?
Hi, hear me. Yes, and we're just giving Helene some time because her computer is acting up a little bit. So, hi.
Okay. We were going over the weekend to the beach. We had a family get together for the first time in 2 years since before COVID. And so we went and had a house at Wrightsville Beach, and all the family came except for 2 grandchildren. And we had a wonderful time, and then we came home. And when we got home, we discovered we had ants in the pantry. So my wife was not thrilled, and I wasn't either because we were already tired. And but I decided to write a humorous poem about it anyway. So this is called The Sweetest Way To Die. And it's also from the ant's perspective. There's no one at home. I don't hear a sound, said one tiny ant to another deep underground. No footsteps, no TV, no voices to be heard. Tiny ants were sent out to assess the situation. Came back with assurance of the house's evacuation. Time for a house party, they all shouted. Hurrah! Through the cracks in the floor and the windows and walls, the tiny ants marched in and went straight to the pantry. slipped into the wheat thins and crawled into the chips. But their favorite of all was Hungry Jack's syrupy sips. Underneath the lid, they squeezed through the crack and into the bottle of heavenly smack. This is so good, one said to the other. So they sipped and imbibed until all were quite hyper. Drunk on the sweetness, they couldn't find their way back out the top, so they were stuck for the day. What will we do? The tiny ants cried. How will we get back out of this bottle alive? No need to worry, said the tiny ant leader. This is like heaven. Life couldn't be sweeter. So they sipped and they sighed, and then they all died. For we all know that too much sugar can kill our insides. They partied their life away in a sticky death's dance. And when we arrived home, she said, oh no, we have ants. Thank you.
That was delightfully witty. I love it. Okay. Ron has been pretty quiet all night. Ron, would you like to go next?
I've been trying to stay mute so everybody can hear what's going on. But yes, sure, I'll go next. I'm not going to read my creepy crawly poem. It's about parasites, and it creeps me out just to think of it, let alone write it.
Yeah.
Yes, it did.
So instead, I thought
intense.
Yeah. So I thought I'd share this with you. This is actually a previous published poem. It was published in a print anthology from Cherry House Press. The theme was dreamscapes. And it was published in 2019. I've been working on it ever since. I don't know why they published it in the form I sent in. But at any rate, the poem is called Oasis. Oasis. Was that me echoing? Uh-oh.
Can you please all mute except Ron?
Can you please all mute except Ron?
Wow, that's okay. Oasis.
Oasis.
I'm still echoing and I find it very disconcerting. So I don't know. I'll just read it. We'll see what happens. I dreamed of my beloved, an oasis standing by it. No, I'm sorry. I'm not going to read this. I can't do it if I'm hearing myself. Maybe I should have. I'll try one more time.
Long delay, too.
Sorry.
That.
I dreamed of my beloved, an oasis standing by a new house on a hill in the greening spring, holding a small glass harp, its strings singing, untouched, brushed only by a breeze, its sound lifted and carried by the blue air, intoxicating. I woke up before there was light and stepped outside, tentative, barefoot, onto the creaking porch with only coffee and the railing for balance. Another autumn unfolded around me, the intemperate air almost ready to carry snowflakes, the world swirling out of one darkness and into another, the moon on the verge of eclipse, solstice just around the corner. Thanks. Needs more work. Thanks.
Still, it's like a love poem to nature.
Lovely.
Yeah, very atmospheric.
Thanks for persevering.
Yeah, I don't know why that big echo was there, but I'll mute so maybe I won't contribute.
I think it's if everybody mutes except the one that reads, you will have no echo, I'm sure. And now I'm starting to mute people if I see them. So Helen, I guess.
Yes.
Yes.
I'm going to read to the picture then. It's a sonnet and it's called Autumn Feast. Riot of fall colors, fall sweet. Blackberries, blueberries I see. Sweet berries my love likes to eat. chestnuts falling from the big tree. The shiny apples make you smile, the last tomatoes make you purr. The blackthorns we leave for a while until the frost makes them sweeter. What a bountiful autumn eve! Careful, love, with those rose-hip stalks. The rowanberry we best leave to the blackbirds and the red fox. He deserves a tart snack. We'll not get Granny Woodmouse back.
I love it.
You've almost made me look forward to autumn now. It's not my favourite time of year, but it sounds so nice. Described like that.
And of
You
course,
don't like autumn?
the fox and the rowanberry is an interesting reflection on the Swedish saying, correct?
Yes.
Which is actually a wrong translation from one of Aesop's fables, I think, of the fox eating the grapes. And maybe it's human.
Might have to stop using that fox in the rowanberry scene. Prefer it over the sour grapes one.
So Sana, is it your turn soon, or?
Yes, I think I should go next, if that's all right. Guys, should I go next?
Yes, please.
Okay, then. All right. Okay, so you will have to excuse me. I'm still on my romantic role of poetry. I'm hopelessly in love. So the poem I'm going to read tonight is called The Irresistible Allure of His Sleep-Laden Eyes. And it goes something like this. Lost in the depth of his fatigue-kissed lids, I think of clouds scattered, as though sugar split upon black marble, philosophy spread to one's liking. Perhaps we are not meant to fight the effect they have upon less than brooding mind. But I wouldn't know. Not really. I am much too engrossed in carapaces that lie in repose before me. I don't want to lose this ache, this feeling that spreads like orange marmalade, like fire erupting in blood, in veins poetic. Can I keep him, hold him so that we are closer than just physical? The sense of destiny touches upon my lips, long after his have left. How I wish I could tell him that intention is merely just the beginning of journey, laid out for him to consider. A never-ending stream, the moon, the countryside, the mountains, silver-hued. His is a path I always knew I would take. Like a forest all on its own, dark and tempting, searching for meaning, for clandestine meetings that eventually lead to more. His eyes, a saucer of misread desires, beckon to the poet in me, incessantly. They might be spiritual, they might be erotic. For now, let me name them eloquent. I held a perfectly shaped shell to my ear, as though to recount husky voice, slow breathing. I don't dare resist being drawn to him. To him. To him belongs every thought unrelated. I apologize for being so intense. Thank you.
Very good.
Yeah, please don't apologize. That was amazing.
Let me name him
Sana,
Eloquent.
I'm so glad you're here because enough of us are old and grumpy and curmudgeon. I love to read your words.
Oh, thank
yes,
you.
all we need is love.
Yeah.
Speak for yourself, Rob. Sorry.
That's fine. I'm going to agree with Rob. I am old and grumpy. That's fine.
She beat me to it. I was also going to say, speak for yourself, old timer.
Okay,
I'm
I
definitely
think.
old and grumpy. Yeah.
Okay, the only person left tonight is Ken. Ken, would you like to go next?
Yes, please. And you can understand me, right?
Yes.
Okay, because
Very
sometimes with this app, I have to reboot my computer a couple times. I actually tried with my phone, and I have this happen once in a while. When I click the link on my phone, it goes to Google Play. It doesn't go to the Meet. Yeah, so it's very annoying. I had wanted to link a poem that I wrote on Monday, just because it's free verse and that's my thing. But since I went to the trouble to actually write in meter and rhyme, I'm going to read that. And it was a response to Earthwheel, the Labyrinth, and it's called Anthropocene Labyrinth. Which way to turn and what to do? What steps to take to puzzle through the ills inflicted on this earth, each one diminishing its worth. Resources stripped until they're gone, with waning hope, each breaking dawn. Rainforest stripped of all that's green, incorporated green, obscene. Pollutants pumped into the skies, we choke the seas, yet still they rise. Vile toxins dumped into our streams, descending darkness in our dreams. When each new dawn reveals new blight, there seems no end to this long night. The darkness here within this maze increases with each passing day.
That was great, Ken. I haven't looked at Earthwheel today. Did you just post it today?
I did, yes.
Well, it was good to hear you read it, actually, and I'll go back and read it on Earthwheel.
Well, thank you.
It really says all the things I've been thinking about, but so eloquently.
And, I wasn't happy that it was dark, but hell, I mean, it's not a lot of light to see these days.
For that theme, it's difficult, to go another way.
Yeah.
In a sense, we're living in the dark ages, Ken. So, hurrah!
Yeah, more ways than one.
I saw it on your site as well, Ken, and enjoyed reading it very much. Even better to hear you read it. Thank you.
Yes, always better.
Thanks, Rob. Thank you all.
Catch up reading to do with you guys.
Okay, I'm going to have to take this opportunity to bid you all farewell. My beloved Sandra has mixed a large container of margaritas, and she's got chairs that she wants to take down to the lake and watch the sun go down. So I got to go. Thank you all very much.
Bragging.
Bye, Ron.
Bye.
So much fun. So, anyone want to add or anything like that?
No.
We're hoping this time.
Yes, I think I did. But I have to say that
all right.
My poem's not going to be very good.
Recording on the video at the same time as you have your my PC isn't powerful enough. I probably need a bigger one, and it's not that bad, but it's too bad for this power. So I need to upgrade. Okay.
Well, at least we got to hear it during the chat. So
yeah, but
this was a hell of a lot of fun, everybody. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Yeah, sorry I don't have the camera. I really have got a headache even looking at the screen. But
Nice to meet you.
next time
Nice to meet you all.
Yeah.